Help! I'm sinking in quiz sand. It's time for the quiz thing. Hey, how old are you? Old enough to build a house, right? And what are you gonna need to build that house? Cash and tons of it. Houses are expensive, but also you're gonna need a solid foundation. Throughout history, people were using all kinds of materials to build the foundations for their house. But which civilization was it that figured out we should probably use something strong like concrete? Was it A, the Babylonians, B, the Romans, C, the Egyptians, or D, the Greeks? Well, the Babylonians, they used reed mats, which was a bad idea. And it wasn't the Egyptians or the Greeks because they were using stones. It was B, the smarty pants Romans that figured out if you take lime and volcanic rock and mix it together in a mortar, it makes concrete. And this type of building foundations was implemented all the way up until the 18th century. So good job, Romans. You did it. You figured out concrete, a basic building material. You need strong materials to build a strong foundation, but don't forget it's also about the interaction between the structure and the soil underneath. I feel like you're forgetting that, and I remind you every time. If you've got soft soil, your structure's not gonna stand. Everybody was looking around, they were building these houses, and they were putting them on sand, and they were like, hey, our houses are sinking. Hey, great news, guys. The houses that we built on sand, they're sinking. Hey, cool, we got the concrete in, and we put the foundation, we laid the foundation, and then the house, it's sinking. In 1172, there was this dude who wanted to build a bell tower. And so he started building without checking the soil first. And the soil, spoiler alert, was super soft. So he just kept building, and the tower kept leaning. And this famous tower was known as the Leaning Tower of A, Pisa, B, Pica, C, FIFA, or D, Pizza. If you said D, the Leaning Tower of Pizza, stop it. Stop it. It's not the Leaning Tower of Pizza. It's A, Pisa. I'm not licensed to talk about building, but I want to give you a little advice. When you go to build your tower to the sky, check the soil first. If it's mostly clay and sand, don't build there. These guys in Pisa, they probably could have learned a lot from what Jesus had to say in the book of Matthew. He said, build your foundation on the solid rock. But he wasn't just handing out building advice like some sort of supernatural Bob Vila. That's a dated reference. Let's go supernatural Chip and Joanna. Fix-it-feely Bob the Builder. Jesus was actually talking about a very important survival skill when it comes to our faith. Name your biggest problem. Think right now of what's really weighing down on you. Just take a second and think about it. Whatever you're thinking about right now, they talk about it in the Bible. If you're gonna step up to the challenge of actually being the architect of your faith, you're gonna have to read what Jesus said and did about the problems that we all face. One of the reasons that God sent Jesus to earth is to give us rock solid teaching. That's what Jesus is talking about. He's saying, build your foundation on this teaching. If you're done with soft sand, then read what Jesus said. If you want concrete answers to your problems, take a look at what Jesus did. And don't just read it, apply it. Put it into practice. These stories are your stories. So go be a builder. I'm the Quizman. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, what was it? What did you say about
So nice to see everybody.
What are we doing here?
We're here.
We're out here.